Today I'm celebrating a very big milestone. It is my 15-year stomaversary. So 15 years ago today I had my first ever stoma surgery. And I thought to mark the occasion we could sit down together and celebrate. Now I don't have a cake, but I do have this saurine bar with a candle in it. So here we go. So a lot has happened over the last 15 years, I think generally in the world, but certainly in my life. So I figured I would just kind of take a walk down memory lane and kind of reflect on my journey to this point. The reason I have a stoma and why I first ever had my stoma surgery was because I had a perforated colon. Basically, I've got Crohn's disease. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in 2009. I had symptoms of Crohn's disease for a few years prior to the diagnosis, but by early 2010 it just deteriorated so badly. I was just very, very poorly, so they were doing lots of tests and scans and things like that, and one of those was a colonoscopy, and my colon perforated following the colonoscopy. It is a risk with things like colonoscopies, and the bowel was very, very damaged by this point, so it was like tissue paper, it just went through. So that's what led to me having to have emergency stoma surgery. Around that time, like leading up to that time, I had been so poorly, very underweight, in so much pain, obviously even more pain with the perforation, and yeah, I was just very, very unwell. When they told me that I had to have my stoma surgery, I was devastated. Like I was 24 at the time, I did not want it. I was like a little bit in denial, but it was such a quick turnaround. They told me I was having it, and then within 2 days it was done. Like I didn't have time to think about it or worry about it or anything like that. It was just like in and out, like it's happening sort of thing. And they didn't know if I was going to have 1 bag or 2 bags. They weren't really sure how much bowel they'd take out. It was almost exploratory at the time because the scans weren't necessarily showing the extent of the damage. So it was a bit like, oh, you might have 1 bag, you might have 2. So I had the surgery, and I did indeed have 2 bags. I woke up with 2 bags. One was an ileostomy and one was a mucus fistula, and it was very difficult to manage in the early days for me. I'm not gonna lie, like I can't pretend it was super easy plain sailing, because it was hard. And it was a lot to adjust to mentally, but also physically. There were quite a few complications with my wound and some scar tissue and things like this. And it was just, those early days and weeks were just really, really draining. Also, my energy was obviously very low. All my energy was going into healing and recovering, but just, yeah, mentally I was just not in the best place. However, once I started to get into a routine, once things were starting to heal better, once I started to find stoma products that were actually working better for me than what I originally was given, once all these things started falling into place, I soon started to see that actually this is a good thing. And the fact that, oh, I'm not in as much pain as I was before. Like obviously the pain from the surgery was obviously still there, but that was still kind of reducing day by day. But the pain that I had been in from my Crohn's disease was not there anymore. And I was starting to feel normal again. I started to feel like a normal person. And I think I'd been so ill for so long that I'd forgotten what it feels like to be normal. So after the surgery and the sort of healing process, and we're talking like maybe a few months in post-surgery, that was when I started to realise, wow, this wasn't just a life-saving surgery. This is life-changing for me now. I never thought 15 years ago, when I first got told that I'd have stoma surgery, that I would be where I am today. Like I didn't think I'd be able to socialise. I thought I wouldn't be able to work. I didn't think I'd be able to be active. I didn't think I'd be able to have relationships. And bear in mind, the total opposite has happened because I've been married twice since then. I had no idea what to expect. I think that was the scariest part of it. I had no idea. I was, in my 20s. I didn't know how to navigate it at all. I think it's a bit different nowadays with social media, and there's a lot more people that are active on social media about having a stoma. But at the time I was like, I had no idea what impact it was going to have on my life. But now, I look back 15 years later, I still can't believe it's 15 years. And just feel like very weirdly grateful for the fact that I was able to have my life saved by the surgery, but also it shaped me into the person I am today. I wouldn't be who I am without those experiences, no matter how difficult or challenging they are. So yeah, I'm very proud that I've come through the other end. And, you know, I'm not to say that I'm not going to have any other surgeries. I mean, I had a second surgery to take down one of the bags. So instead of having the 2 bags now, I've just got one. And there might be other surgeries in the future. But right now, I'm incredibly lucky and, you know, very grateful that I am in decent health at the minute. And my emotions toward having a stoma are completely different to where they were like literally 15 years ago today. Like the attitude I had towards having a stoma then versus now are worlds apart. I don't feel any negative association with it anymore. That's not to say there aren't frustrations every now and then. You know, like if you've got a pair of glasses and the lens pops out, like, oh, that kind of feeling. It's not like, oh, my life's going to end. It's more like, oh, this is really inconvenient. That's the kind of level I'm talking about now. So yeah, it's taken a long time to get there. And like I say, it wasn't like that at the beginning. And again, who knows what happens in the future? Something might change. I might have to have a different type of stoma or another surgery. And my experience then could be completely different to now. But right here, right now, I'm, again, very grateful for even just being here, but also the fact that I've been able to adjust to life with the stoma pretty well, and it's not stopping me from doing the things I want to do. So yeah, in 2016, I had my second surgery. So my ileostomy was taken down and they changed the mucous fistula into a proper end colostomy. I named my stoma Colin, by the way. Stan was my ileostomy and Colin is the colostomy. And next year will be his 10-year anniversary, birthday, whatever. So maybe I'll do another video then to celebrate Colin in more, you know, give him a bit more of the spotlight. But yeah, I couldn't let my 15-year stomaversary kind of pass by without marking it in some kind of way. So that's why I wanted to do this video. At some point I want to do like a reaction video to my old Oster Monday videos and sort of see how much has changed since then. I know I have for sure. So yeah, at some point I will do a reaction video and share that with you. So keep an eye out for that. But for now, thank you so much for joining me on my 15-year stomaversary. Thank you for supporting me as well. Like a lot of you that are watching have been around since those early days. And, you know, it's the support that you've given me has helped my healing and recovery process, like mentally, just having the support of people who have either gone through the same thing or similar things to me, or even people that haven't gone through it but are just there cheering me on and sort of like supporting me, like friends and family that I know outside of YouTube in real life as well. So yeah, thank you for being here along the journey. It's always appreciated. I know I've not posted a lot recently on YouTube, and I'm wanting to do that more, but also on Instagram and stuff like that. Like just wherever you follow me, anytime any of you have commented or messaged or supported me, just thank you so much. It's meant a lot. So yeah, I will sign off. I will see you in the next video, and here's to 15 plus more years of having a stoma. Bye.